12th Bio-Botany, Chapter 6, Principles of Ecology. In this part, under the heading Biotic Factors, we are going to discuss about positive interactions. Organisms interact with each other. Organisms live together and interact with each other. These interactions are called as biotic factors. Plants mostly live together and interact with one another. Animals have association with plants. The association of animals and plants affect plants in many ways. These biotic factors, that is interaction among living organisms, are grouped under two categories. They are positive interaction and negative interaction. Now let us see positive interactions in this part. One or both the participating species are benefited. Interaction involves more than one species. Here, one of the members is benefited or both the participating species are benefited. So these interactions are positive interactions. There are two kinds of positive interactions. They are mutualism and commensalism. In mutualism, both the species are benefited. In commensalism, one of the species is benefited, another one is neither benefited nor harmed. In mutualism, both are benefited. In commensalism, one is benefited and the other is neither benefited nor harmed. So, mutualism involves positive interactions. Here both are benefited. It is an obligatory association. It is a compulsory association. With the help of the association only, both can survive. Now let us see examples for mutualism from nitrogen fixing organisms. The common nitrogen fixing well-known organism is Rhizobium bacterium. Rhizobium bacterium lives inside the root nodules of leguminous plants. The roots provide food to the bacterium. The bacterium fixes atmospheric nitrogen and supplies nitrogen to the plant. Here both are benefited. Water fern Azolla. Azolla is a fern plant, aquatic fern. Inside the leaves, the cyanobacterium anabana is living. The anabana supplies nitrogen. In turn, it gets food from the fern plant. Another example is anabana present in the coralloid roots of cycas. Cycas is a gymnosperm plant. It has two kinds of roots. One of the types of roots is coralloid roots. The coralloid roots look like corals. Inside the coralloid roots, the cyanobacterium anabana is present. The anabana provides nitrogen to the cycas plant. The plant supplies food to the cyanobacterium anabana. Here both are benefited. Another example is cyanobacterium nostoc. Nostoc is a filamentous blue-green alga found in the thallus of Anthoceros. Anthoceros is a bryophyte. It is a thallus of bryophyte. Inside the thallus, the nostoc is living. Here also both are benefited. So these are the examples for mutualism. They are nitrogen fixing bacterium or algae associate with another species. Now let us see some other examples for mutualism. Roots of terrestrial plants and fungal hyphae. This association is mycorrhiza. The fungi grow inside or around the roots of terrestrial plants. The fungi involves in decomposition and protects the roots. The roots provide nutrients to the fungi. In this association, both are benefited. Lichen is a common example for mutualism. Here algae and fungi live together. The algae prepares the food and supply food to the fungus. The fungus conserves water. In this association, both are benefited. Wasp present in the fruits of fig. Fig produces inflorescence. The wasp lay eggs in the inflorescence. Here eggs are protected. When the inflorescence becomes fruit, the eggs hatch into larvae. Young ones are protected. And after ripening of the fruit, the wasps come out. Here wasp gets protection. The young ones of wasp and eggs get protection. What is the benefit for the plant? The wasp involved in the pollination of the flowers. So plant is benefited and the wasp is also benefited. Commensalism is an association between two species. Here one is benefited, another one is neither benefited nor harmed. The organism which is benefited out of this association is called as commensal. The another partner is host. The host is neither benefited nor affected. The commensal is benefited. Epiphytes are plants which grow on other trees. Epi means surface or above, phyte means plant. The common epiphyte is vanda plant. It grows on the trees of branches of big trees. Here the vanda is a commensal. It gets place for living. The host is supportive plant. The plant is not affected because the vanda commensal does not take any nutrients from the host. Only it gets the living place. This plant has two kinds of roots. It is a photosynthetic plant. It is not a parasitic plant. It has two kinds of roots. One type of roots are meant for attachment, clinging roots. Other type of roots are freely hanging in the air, called as absorbing roots or hygroscopic roots. These roots take moisture from the rainwater or atmosphere. These roots have a spongy tissue called as velamen. With the help of the velamen, the absorbing roots get water from atmospheric moisture or rainwater. Let us see some of the examples of epiphytes. Many orchids have epiphytic association with trees. Ferns, some of the ferns grow on big trees. Lianas are weak stem plants. They are climbing plants. Hanging mosses, peperomia plant. It does not absorb any nutrient from the supportive plant, so it is not a parasite. Money plant, it is also a climbing plant. Usnea, also an example for commensalism. In this part we have learned various kinds of positive interactions. In the next part we will learn the negative interactions. Protocooperation is an interaction between organisms of different species. Protocooperation is an interaction between organisms of different species in which both the organisms benefit, but neither is dependent on the relationship. In commensalism and mutualism, at least one of the members is dependent on another species, but here neither is dependent on the relationship. Example, soil bacteria, fungi and plant growing in the soil, all are benefited. Without this association also they can live, so they do not depend on the relationship.